This woman refused to get out of the car for a date to the Cheesecake Factory.
Yeah.
Oh man, this is crazy. But we're going to get into this. Before we do us a quick favor, like this video, subscribe to the channel, and
subscribe.
hit that notification bell. So we're going to get straight into it.
Whew. Let me just get the door for you.
Okay.
He got me at the Cheesecake Factory, y'all. I ain't getting out this car. Yes.
Would you want me to open the door for you?
Look.
Are you're recording me?
Yeah. Yeah. This is the Cheesecake Factory. This is the Cheesecake Factory, y'all.
What's the problem with that?
This is a chain restaurant. Who takes someone that looks like this to a chain restaurant?
You want to talk about it? I'm fine with talking about it, even in front of them.
Oh yeah, I want to talk about it.
Yeah.
Come on, get up on in the car. Yeah, we're gonna talk about it.
You gotta let me go first on this one. I got a lot to say. So
let me close my mouth. Hold on. Go ahead.
Viewer discretion is advised. I'll give her this. She's right. She doesn't, deserve to go to the Cheesecake Factory. I think a drive-through of McDonald's would have been more than suffice for someone like her. Like, I think, man, Taco Bell.
McDonald's and Taco Bell prices have gone up, so you're doing a little bit too much right now.
I think we could have grabbed a couple of snacks from the gas station, got a fountain drink at the gas station, and just, went out. Man, here's what I'm gonna say. I think this is ridiculous. This is way ridiculous. She's saying he took her to a chain restaurant, Cheesecake Factory. First date too, mind you. This is the first date. For her to make a video. Here's the thing. If you don't prefer chain restaurants for dates, that's one thing. I don't think you're wrong to have a preference. Everybody has an opinion. We know this. Everybody has their thing. They have their pet peeves. They have things they like and dislike, all of that.
Yeah.
But for you to take that much issue for someone taking you out on a date to a place, and just the lack of appreciation, just the lack of gratitude, or even just like the open-mindedness to experiencing something, because what it does to me is it shows you how problematic you are as a person, like how many issues you have internally as an individual. And then it puts you in the spotlight, and then for you to record it on the camera to make it into a thing, like you're basically dissing him at this point. You're like letting the world know. And it's funny because it backfired. The crazy part to me is she did all of this, and it just shows you how low self-awareness she has, because it backfired 100%. Because it's like, you put it out there and everybody's agreeing like, wait, you should be ashamed of yourself and all of that. And most people are dissing her, like 99% of the people.
Yeah, there's a few women saying yes.
There are people that agree with her, but the vast majority of them that are commenting, and the people that are commenting, are completely trashing her, because it's totally it's just totally ungrateful. It shows you, it's a reflection of your poor character, that you can't take the time to enjoy the present. You care more about someone taking you to a chain. Mind you, she's saying a chain restaurant like we're talking about some fast food place, or like we're talking about like an Applebee's. Some
nice chains.
Even and mind you, I'm not naming these places, but I wouldn't even have an issue with this. But like, she's making it seem like he's taking her to a Chili's, an Applebee's, TGI Fridays. Like, let's be real. It's the Cheesecake Factory. It's a nice restaurant. The prices are going to feel like a nicer restaurant no matter how you slice it. And there's really good items on there, and there's a lot of the choices. So all of that being said, ridiculous. L for you. Like, you need to tell this L and really reevaluate your life. Now, if you are well off, if she's like making like high six figures and she's really doing well for herself, then I get it. You might have a different style of life and you want somebody that can match that. You shouldn't have went on a date with this guy then if that person couldn't match it. And two, I don't believe that you fit that bill, because I don't think people that make that much money or that's really doing that well for themselves and are in a healthy place are making TikToks and videos to diss another guy who seems like you never know a person, but he didn't seem like a bad guy. He was even saying like, hey, let's talk about it. We can talk about it. We
Yeah,
can have a
that part
conversation.
right there.
He was even saying like, instead of taking like full out insult, he was like, well, let's have a conversation. Let's talk about it. Like, let me give you my perspective. So what do you think?
You know how many points he got for saying, let's talk about it after the way she acted
Facts.
right there from all these other women? Girl, okay, you don't want them, but I bet you some other women do. But here's my thing. This was crazy. At the beginning, when he was like, oh, yeah, let me get the door for you. She's okay. Not letting him think anything is wrong, blah, this acting thing.
Yeah.
And then when he goes to get the door, which he told her he was going to do, right? He being a gentleman, all that stuff. She's like, no, I'm not getting out this car. Totally switched up on him. I'm just like, it just make me think about how, women, like we see in the Bible, like we can be deceitful. Like we can, if we allow ourselves, in the physical just to be, deceiving and evil, like this, that was just so bogus. And look, I'm a beautiful Black woman. I get it. When she was like, especially when you look like this. Yes, and you said 6 figures. That has nothing to do with, okay,
it really don't.
He got a car. Like, I'm just thinking about all the things he probably checked. He got a car. He was like, he was, had himself looking together, things like that. He was nice. He was polite. He was being respectful. He was opening the door for her. All these things. He took her to a chain,
seemed like a gentleman.
And so she's like, I don't think so. Like, making a whole mockery of it. And that was crazy to me. I'm like, sis, like, how people say you can look good on the outside, but be completely ugly on the inside. Like, that was just so bad. I'm just like, and even if you didn't feel comfortable with that, you need to put that on your profile or something. Don't do chains. I don't know how they met, but I'm just saying, if they met on a social media platform, put that on there. I don't do chain restaurants.
You could have told him that, honestly, and I don't even know how well that would have worked. But no, what I would say is, nobody looks good enough to act like that. Nobody looks good enough to act like that. And I can promise you, she don't look good enough of all people to act like that. And for her to even bring her looks into it, like, that was a loss. Like, no. How old do you think she is? Like, just from the looks, like, if you had to guess.
She looked like she was about maybe 34, something like that.
It's a reason she's still single. It's a reason this was a first date with somebody, because that type of behavior is not normal. It's not healthy. It's not conducive to a healthy long-term relationship. Like, it's just over the top. And let's say the type of guy that would take her out, that has the means to do like extravagant type of stuff, maybe fly her out, get her flown out somewhere, all that different type of stuff. They don't want her. They don't want her. She's not pretty enough. She too high maintenance, acting like that. They want somebody that would appreciate, even if the little things. Because at the end of the day, and we've had this conversation, it's so ironic. It's almost like people are watching our type of content, but we talked about like coffee dates or smaller scale first dates are actually better, because one, they actually focus you in on the person. But here's one thing I'm gonna throw out there, and we can wrap it up. But I feel like this is what a lot of women have conceded. They've conceded that men really want, sex and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. And so they're like, okay, well, if you want this, you're going to have to really pay up then. You're going to have to really take care of me if you really going to get this. So their minds, I think, these type of women, their minds are already
and if you put
thinking
in perspective
about that.
Of that, chain or not, they still didn't deserve,
they didn't deserve it.
Night.
But I think people like her are already thinking, like, you're going to have to really work. They're going to have to really spend some dough. And I think their mentality is, if you are just trying to get this out of me and then I don't hear from you, man, I had a great night and I got all type of stuff I wanted. You done, took me out and did this, and that. And so they're trying to, like, I think, use men the way that men maybe try to use them. And that's the only thing that would make any sense to me, and why women would act like this. Because this is just like, why would someone like a woman like this? Like, I just don't see the rationale in it. But I wish you the best. Like, I'll say, I wish you the best. I'm not trying to be insulting, but you played yourself. You insulted yourself by putting this out. And that's where it's like, if you're going to put yourself out there like that, just like we're doing, putting ourselves out there like that, giving our opinions on this, you got to be willing to get pushback from people on it. Because at the end of the day, I don't think like anybody is good looking enough to get away with acting like this. I don't mean it an insult, but we're critiquing this idea that the Cheesecake Factory is a bad place for a first date. I think that's more than suffice. I think at the end of the day, you're trying to get to know somebody and get us something nice to eat. Ideally, they pay for it, or bare minimum, you split the order. I mean, I don't know. So those are our thoughts on this. We would love to know what you all think. Go easy
Let
in
us
the
know.
comments. But hey, we're all about grace and truth. You know, we're gonna be graceful, but we're gonna push the truth. We're gonna stand on the truth. And at the end of the day, we are big proponents of women being feminine, being gracious and graceful in how they communicate and all of that different stuff. And so like this type of energy isn't it. And we wish her the best, but hopefully someone can learn from this mistake. But before you head out, like this video, subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed, then hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on any future videos. And let us know your thoughts.